Miraculous, don't leak the show. If you do, I will kick your ass. Zidon Danny, Electro Ninja here, and welcome back to Electro Ninja's Lab. In today's video, we are of course talking about the brand new Miraculous movie, and it's okay. Firstly, let me just quickly get the TLDW, whatever, out of the way. Is it good? Yes, but is it going to be something that everyone's going to enjoy? I don't know. For one thing, it is way cheesier than the actual series, and they cut down a lot of things. There's a lot of issues, especially show don't. You know how most people say show don't tell? This does a lot of telling, not showing, and obviously there's certain things like that that make sense, but at the same time, it's just like, I don't know. There's a lot. Like I said, there's a lot that I have problems with, and a lot that I think this movie did well. I think that it was a well-made movie, and a lot of my complaints about this movie are going to be stuff that, to anyone who is just a regular fan of the series, you would probably enjoy, especially if you haven't dissected like the entire series like I have. Now, obviously, if you if you haven't watched that much of the series, then you probably would like it. This is a movie for newer fans because, truthfully, the series does it a lot better, especially story-wise. But with that out of the way, let's actually talk about this movie. So first off, they changed a lot for this movie, which obviously it was going to happen. Just no matter what they did, they were going to change certain things in order to make the movie work better as a movie compared to a show. With the show, you can have like all of these. You can go into a whole bunch of detail with all of these different things because you have a long period of time to actually do all of this. And with Miraculous, especially, they always knew that they wanted to do multiple seasons. So they did. So with the first season, they were able to cement the characters, get them really well developed, and if they were able to succeed with it, then they would continue on and continue the story. Was it going to be 5 seasons long at the very beginning for the Hawkmoth arc? Honestly, maybe not. It may have not been part of the plan that they were at the beginning that they were going to do 5 seasons. Maybe they were just planning to do 3. Or maybe they were just planning to do 2, but it succeeded beyond their expectations that they were like, we're going to do 50. And obviously season 5 is the current, is where we're currently at. But the movie really didn't get to do a lot of that. They skimmed over, they had a few things right at the beginning. Rather than Stoneheart, they had the Gargoyle. And, they did have the mime, but they added an extra character to help him out, which that was fun. And there's a lot of little things like that throughout that you get to see like actual villains. But one thing that is kind of interesting is that really the only villain that we actually see them fight throughout the entire thing that wasn't a actual villain was the first guy who turns into Gargoyle. Pretty much everyone else they've changed into actual criminals, such as the first two actual villains that are talking, the mime and the magician. I don't know what her name is but apparently they were actual criminals, and they specifically say this out, and it's just like, and with that whole with Hawkmoth's song, they had like very clear, everyone here that we're going to be seeing is an actual villain. There is technically a second villain that is not actually a bad guy, and that's the Bubbler, because we actually do get to see the Bubbler in a news article. But that's about it. And obviously we know, as the fans, we know who the Bubbler is, but really nobody else does. And that's kind of an interesting thing that I'm intrigued to see what they're going to continue with as the series continues. Because, yes, let me be clear, the movie's not over. With the movie, there is going to be a sequel afterwards, probably, if it does well enough. I don't think it's going to do that well, though. So after this movie, I do think that they will be doing a second movie because they left it open for a second movie. But what exactly that means, I have no idea. Except for the fact that it's going to be Mayura. We'll talk about that. But with that, there's a lot of other things that are really interesting. So first off, is Nuru bad? Maybe? That's a big thing that I really want to talk about with this movie, is that Nuru seems like the actual bad guy. Like, Hawkmoth is desperate. Or Gabriel is desperate, looking for some way to bring back his wife. And then Nuru comes in and gives him the opportunity to make supervillains. And it's weird. It's very, very weird. Because at that point, Nuru sounds like the bad guy. Like they're making him out like he is supposed to be a bad guy. And then Hawkmoth's song comes in, and he's not anymore. And like I said, it's a really weird situation that we're put in, and I don't like it. I don't know. Like I said, I think that they could have done things a lot better, but they just didn't. So yeah, there's that. Also, for some reason, no, Gabriel did not find at least it's hinted that Gabriel did not actually go out and find the Miraculous of the peacock, or did not go out and find the Miraculous of the butterfly. It was found by some random person. So Gabriel was not the one who went to Tibet and found the Miraculous. Also, it does seem like Emily might have, because there is the peacock Miraculous was in her possession, so maybe? I don't know. It's hard to say. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are like, okay, so you did a lot of telling, not showing in certain parts. Like, we're stronger together. That was really stupid. I'll get to that in a sec. But as for the rest of it, it's just like a lot of other things. It's like, you don't even show enough. You don't tell enough, and you don't show enough. And I don't know. There's certain things that it could be better, and there's certain things that could be worse. I do really like the relationship situation, especially with later on they do find out each other's identities before they get together. I do kind of like that, because it means that there's no secrets between them anymore, and that they can actually continue to be heroes without endangering each other's. They know what they're doing. They're able to protect each other. And I do like that at the end of the movie. But then there is the second battle. They're told at the end of the first battle that you're stronger together. And truthfully, we do see that they do work pretty well, even despite the fact that they have they don't really work that great together at the beginning. They do they do seem stronger when they are working together as a team. But in the second battle, basically Master Fu has straight up told them, you're stronger together. And it's bizarre, because they actually are stronger together. Like, a legitimate power boost in comparison to what they had in the original, in the TV series. Obviously, in the TV series, they each have their powers. Are they stronger together? Absolutely. And we see that happen multiple times through their actions. In times when Marinette doesn't trust Adrian, or rather, Ladybug doesn't trust Cat Noir, they're weaker. But when they trust each other, they are stronger together, and they are able to overcome whatever circumstance it is. And it's, like I said, it's a really, that actually shows that. Especially considering the fact that the majority of that is quick thinking, figuring things out, and stuff like that. This movie is very much, let's do action, let's go kick some ass, and save the day by kicking butt and taking names. Especially considering the fact that they decided to make all but one of the villains that you actually see fighting be an actual criminal. like, if you see the fact that they are actually literally in jail before you actually see them fight, for whatever reason, that makes it okay to kick their ass and completely obliterate them. And truthfully, I don't like that. I think that they could have done a lot of things better with that whole situation rather than what they did. Is it great? No. Is it good? Maybe. I don't. Like I said, I don't know. There's a lot of things that I have very big problems with in this whole situation. But as for the movie itself, like, a lot of the relationship stuff, Nino and Alya, Nino apparently has always been in love with Alya, which is just fun, and they do actually get into a relationship, which is cool. And they help Marinette and Adrian start to get together. And also, Adrian trusts Marinette, like, way sooner. They mostly show that. They don't, like, actually talk about that whole situation, which there's a lot of things with that where it's like, okay, but if you told her this stuff, that means she should know when you tell her later as Cat Noir. She should have put two and two together, and it's annoying. There's a lot of things like that. And also, the same thing goes later on in the movie where Hawkmoth realizes... I'll get with that in a sec, but yeah. So, their relationship is really cute. It's a nice little fun story there. Especially, also, the fun little things with Marinette and Adrian coming into their power, especially Marinette, because Adrian has always been like one who's like, yes, let's go. But Marinette has always had like that little bit of hesitation, not really wanting to go right away. And they really did, I do think that they exemplified that. But the love story, that was the good part. Like I said, they do actually show Marinette confessing her feelings to Adrian, and Cat Noir confessing his feelings for Ladybug. And it's kind of cute, and you can see that the two of them, especially Ladybug to Cat Noir, you can see that she really does love him. But she's like, I love Adrian, and that's a problem, and that's whatever. They deal with that, it's fine. I think that they could have done it better, but for this point in time, I understand why they did it. So obviously that happens, and then with that whole situation taken care of, more conflict and more just chaos here and there, and it's everywhere. It's honestly everywhere. But also the fact that when the actual big boss fight happens, Adrian is just sulking because he's like, I can't do it. I can't be a hero. Marinette is the one to jump into battle, and she's calling Cat Noir, and they're not willing to deal with the situation at that point in time. And there's a lot of things that I really, really like about this, because they take a lot of aspects from both the main series, but also the original story that they were that looked like they were planning on telling. If you look at a lot of the 2D animation that existed back in the day, especially the trailers, you can understand that they were really planning on going this certain direction. Whatever changed that story, I don't know, but I don't want to get into all of that situation. But yeah, there's lots of little things here and there that I have problems with, and I think that probably the big reason that why I didn't really like this movie is because Thomas Ostruck really wasn't involved. Like, you can look through the credits, and legitimately the one time that he is ever mentioned is when they specifically say the actual series. That's the only time that he is ever mentioned in the entire credits. And I'm just like, wow, you didn't even have him like talking. Did you guys not even talk and like have him as like, I would have made him a producer at least, because like he can be like, okay, but here's the thing, that makes no sense. I don't know. Or, I like this, but maybe change it a little bit. I don't know. But as for the actual final battle, they team up, they save the day, big whoop. But the way that it happens, I love at the very end, where Cat Noir is trying to save the day. He's thinking, I can take care of this. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take him down. And then he goes up and he gets knocked down. He's thrown into the water and Ladybug has to save him. She fights him. Hawkmoth takes her Miraculous, but she's willing to stand up and she's going to continue to fight despite everything. And she does save him briefly. And then, but the actual person to save the day is technically Gabriel. Like, Gabriel legitimately, as he has Cat Noir in his grips, he sees one half of Adrian's face and where he's cut off of the mask, and he's like, oh, Adrian! And he realizes immediately that Adrian is his son, that Cat Noir is his son, and he releases the Akuma that's within him, stops using the Miraculous. Somehow, Marinette gets both her Miraculous back as well as the Butterfly Miraculous. How? I don't know. That's confusing. But yeah, somehow she did that, and yeah, it gives them back to Master Fu, and he leaves. But they still have their Miraculous, so they're going to continue to be heroes for Paris if they need it, which obviously they will for the future of the movie. And yeah, the rest of it pretty self-explanatory. There's a little bit of a dance situation. I'm not going to get into all of that. Obviously, Natalie then finds the Peacock Miraculous on Natalie's body, and that's going to be fun, because apparently Natalie is going to be the main villain of the next movie, which, let's be clear, Natalie is not a villain. Like, in the main series, like, Natalie is like she is trying to change Hawkmoth from being a bad guy to stop. Take care of your son, because you are going to lose him. You are about to lose your life. Stop freaking doing this, and spend time with your son. Spend time with me. Spend time with your son. Stop trying to bring back Emily, because there is no chance that you're going to be able to do this. And it's, like I said, there's a lot of issues that I have with it, but at the same time, it's like, okay, I understand. I understand what they were thinking with the whole movie. There's a lot. Like I said, there is a lot that I have wrong with the movie. And one more thing I really need to bring up. Why did you do the thing with the songs? Like, okay, I understand. I understand that you are not, that if, with Lou and whatever his name is, I'm forgetting what the other guy's name is, you have a deal with them. You have a deal that they are going to be the singers of the Miraculous theme song in France. Why the heck are they the ones who are singing their songs in this movie? Legitimately, like, I know that they are I believe that they are the actors, or at least they sing the songs in France. But, firstly, Christina V is the one who sings the Miraculous song here in America. And she does a good job. She is a good actress. She is a good singer. And I haven't heard a lot from Pappenbroek, but I do know that he can sing pretty well. From what I've heard. It's not much. But, like I said, I've heard him sing. I've heard both of them sing. And they're pretty good. Are they the best? Maybe not. But the point is that you can't just have your two main characters not be singing their songs. Like, Tiki is actually singing her song. Hawkmoth is singing his song. It is those exact actors who are singing their songs, and yet, for whatever reason, the voice actors for Ladybug and Cat Noir, they don't sing their songs. And they have quite a few songs. Especially Marinette. Marinette has the most songs of the entire movie, and every single one of them is sung by Lou. And I don't understand why you're doing that. Like, let me be clear. If it's a thing like like what a lot of Japanese things do, so pretty much every a lot of anime have songs that are just put into their things, and I understand that. especially having the Japanese voice actor continue to sing it. I don't know the exact situation with the English voice actors and stuff like that, because it is obvious, like, that is obviously the English voice actors sing those songs, and I don't completely understand why they did that with My Hero Academia, but that's beside the point. If you're gonna actually have different voice actors, then frickin' have the voice actors do the song. Okay? Because the thing is that unless it's like a different language, it doesn't make sense to change the voice actor, especially, or to have a singing actor and a vocal and a normal lyric actor, whatever. Like I said, please have them be the same voice, because Christina V and Lou have like no similarities in their voices. They sound almost completely different, and that's mostly because Christina V is a lot older. So I don't. Obviously, they sound very different. So please don't do that, especially for them. Pappenbrook and whatever his name is, the English singer for or the singer for Adrian. He sounds a lot closer to Pappenbrook. So I can live with that, but but the Marinette thing, that bugs me a lot, especially considering the fact that Tiki, like I said, she sings her song. She sings her song complete. It is the exact actress who's singing the song. That makes sense. And the same thing goes for Gabriel. And it's just like, why? Why did you do this? Ugh. But I do have to say, I did love the extra songs. Obviously, there's a few songs that are like meme worthy, that have been in a lot of different things, but they are such a meme, and they chose the perfect times to put them, and it's just like, thank you for making me laugh. But that's beside the point. But also, I do have to bring up the frickin' ads. For those of you who didn't know, this movie was sponsored by Watch Company and Volkswagen. And the fact that the movie was sponsored by both of them, it's like, it couldn't be more obvious. Every car that you see throughout the entire movie, unless it is not a Volkswagen, if it's a Volkswagen, it has the symbol. If it is not a Volkswagen, no symbol whatsoever. They're not showing anything. But they need to make sure that if it's a Volkswagen, it shows exactly what that thing is. Especially with the Ladybug and Cat Noir revealing the Volkswagen later on. It's just, it's annoying. Especially, but that's par for the course with a lot of things. It's not as bad as, like, the Emoji Movie, let's be clear. But, at the same time, you couldn't, like, if you didn't know about it, you may not have even thought about it. But, like, the features for the new Volkswagens, come on. I don't know. Like I said, I have issues with that. But, at the same time, it's like, okay. Okay, that's fine. That's whatever. I can live with that. Now, what would I rate this movie is a good question, because I know that I've been complaining a lot throughout this entire video, but I still like the movie. I know, despite the fact that I've been basically shitting on this movie this entire video, I still like the movie. It's a good movie. It's a well-made movie. But at the same time, there were, like I said, there were a lot of things that I really, really didn't like. But I think that the good outweighed the bad. Is this a 10 out of 10 movie? No, by a long shot it is not. It is not a 10 out of 10 movie. It is not a 10 out of 10, even a Miraculous movie. This is not a 10 out of 10. But as a whole, it's still a good movie. Maybe like a 5 or a 6. I'm kidding, it's a 6 or a 7. But the point is, yeah, 6 or a 7 out of 10. That's still pretty good. And I'm a little bit biased. I like Miraculous. To anyone else who's if you do not care about Miraculous, this is not going to be a movie for you. But at the same time, if you really like Miraculous, it's not going to be a movie for you. Probably your best option is just being somewhere in the middle, especially if you are someone who has been wanting to get into Miraculous. This might be a good jumping off point. Start with this, watch the rest of the series. Watch all 5 seasons. I have a freaking thing. I don't think it's available for everyone, but I'll see what I can do about actually getting like the actual freaking file available for everyone. Is that going to happen before this video comes out? I highly doubt it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that exists. People can... there are ways that you can check the exact episode order, including everything. And yeah, we'll talk about it in a future video, but at the same time, it's just... we'll probably continue to talk about this movie. I don't doubt that at all. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that I have issues with, and I want them to work to fixing them at some point in time. Are they going to do it anytime soon? I don't know. Do I think they will? Probably not. But at the same time, clearly they expect this to make a lot of money, and they do expect to make another movie. The only problem is, obviously, the current situation. With the... obviously, they have a little bit easier of a time since they are over in France and they're not dealing with this as much. But at the same time, please listen. Like, listen to what is going... even if you are not dealing with... even if Paris is not... Paris and France are not actually dealing with the writer and actor situation right now, still listen to what they're saying, because seriously, it is extremely important that all of us listen to this, because it's very, very important. And especially with all this chaos, like I said, there's a lot of things that could be better, and they need to work on it. But anyways, guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, leave your thoughts and theories down in the comments below. But anyways, guys, I've been Electric Ninja, and I will see you guys next time. But on!